cool. So I had to figure out where the settings were for the webcam. Because I haven't changed those settings in a million years. Yep, TNT. Right, okay. Right channel. Fuck, that's loud. Freeze right now. Oh. It's running real fucking slow.
I don't know if it's because you're saying or anything. I'm just trying to figure out if it's me doing all my settings stuff. If I managed to miss something audio wise because you sound different.
I don't know. Well, it's a different computer.
Oh, maybe.
So maybe there's, I don't know, because it's a laptop and not desktop. Could possibly be less power going to the box.
Who knows?
That's the only thing I can think of. It's Friday night, and you know what that means. Oh, you know what's best about this? Not taking notes.
When I sat down with some pizza and didn't have to do that, I'm like, I'm actually really excited to be able to do this instead tonight.
I know, I'm about to go get a glass of wine.
Everyone's flying. Oh, they caught him. I'm not exactly sure how or why this match is a thing. Completely forgot as to why. I mean, I know Top Flight's been going back and forth with BCC.
All right. Okay. All right, let's go, Darius.
So basically, we had Top Flight and Air Fox versus a trios of BCC. Then Top Flight versus Mox and Claudio. Now it's Top Flight versus Mox and Danielson.
It's the new feud. Top Flight versus BCC.
Just without
Top
really
Flight
much.
and AR Fox.
Just really without much of a rhyme or a reason.
Yeah, just for fun. Just for funsies. I mean, the matches have been fun, so I guess, I don't know.
Hey, I forgot where they're supposed to be tonight.
They're in Earth. Yeah, I don't remember. They're in a place where people like wrestling. Is it still Washington?
Trying to find out.
The Chase Center? Where's the Chase Center?
Honestly, I figured if I would just kind of look up Battle of the Belts, there would be something that says where it's from.
Gotta look up Chase Center. They are in San Francisco.
Because my curiosity was since Danielson, but he wrestled Dynamite, so having to do 2 in 1 night would, in a tape situation won't work. But that's why I was kind of curious, since we were gonna judge the crowd, but it's actually live, not after Dynamite.
Yeah, it's
Lucky Bastard's gonna be finishing Battle of the Belts at 9 p.m.
Oh yeah, that's cool for them. Yeah, it'll be over at 9 p.m. Is that right? Yeah.
They'll get out, they'll be all hyped, and we'll be like, okay, time for bed.
Yeah, that would be so dope.
I thought about one major negative of, like, if we ever had money and we went to the West Coast. We'd have to be up before 10 a.m. every Sunday and ready to watch football.
Oh, God. That sounds disgusting to me.
Because we may leave here, but the team fandom isn't going to change.
Yeah. 'Cause, yeah, I'm not gonna be a Seattle or I like San Francisco just because last year they did everything that I wanted them to do. But other than that, I don't know. I don't care about any of the other ones. So yeah, I'm gonna definitely still be a Lions fan. I don't know. I can be a Vegas fan.
Now, the nice thing is, though, is when you take it away from football and you talk about the Pistons, it'll be nice that, your Pistons game would end at like 8 o'clock. You get off work, go out for dinner, watch the basketball game. If you can actually convince them to put on a Detroit game on the West Coast, like, who the fuck cares?
Yeah. Jeez, those TDs. No. You gotta win this time. I don't have to be up. Wrestling. Oh. Hit him fast. Dude. Konosuke Takeshita. I mean, of course he's gonna win. Takeshita's sole purpose is to put on good matches and lose. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I was excited to see him, but then once you think about it, it's like, oh fuck.
Yeah, he is there to make you say wow, and then lose.
Because if Danielson didn't just get that story, then you could hold out hope.
Mm-hmm. But obviously, he's not gonna lose.
Yeah.
Like, he's got plot armor now. Or they could just be like, Takeshita will face MJF.
Dude, it's so fucking weird having a commercial on my computer. Yeah, it's not like YouTube where I could, hit skip after 5 seconds or whatever.
Yeah, you can never do that. Don't you?
That was like the slowest pile driver I've ever seen in my life.
That's what I was about to say. That took so long. I feel like he was like, "Yeah, we're gonna stall this thing out through the whole commercial."
The crazy thing, it's actually more about Dante in that case too. That's probably just, you know, him slowly showing off. Look at these core muscles. Yeah.
Dante. Hey, no more commercials. Zombie. There we go. They both kicked him.
Honestly, that'd probably be something really cool about when you do a special like Battle of the Belts. Make it so like you have an agreement with the network, like, hey, we only need commercial breaks at these points. We're never going to interrupt the match.
That would be real nice. That would be real nice, but yeah. I think those are probably really good ad spots just because people are much more highly likely to watch the commercials instead of changing the channel.
Yeah, it's a little bit like I'm just trying to think about how football goes with, you know, after punts, after scores. But usually, you know, that might be 5-10 minutes. Like 10 minutes would be one of those super long drives. Versus like that kind of thing, you'd probably be trying to get them to go closer to 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah. Sorry, I got I'm happy. I got distracted by the wrestling. God damn. Yeah.
I want a contest of who can springboard from the apron and get the furthest across the ring.
It's probably Dante. I don't know. Unless if you're gonna like include NBA players or something. Hey. No. That splash, goddamn.
And then they just ruin it by like, oh, yep, no, cool. Did not enough that I could just roll you over.
Yeah. Yeah, man. That's like becoming the Mox thing. He's like, oh, that didn't hurt. God damn it.
What a fucking lariat. More so like the flipping and everything by Dante.
Yeah, he did like a whole corkscrew thing.
Yeah, like usually we see the people like do the 3/4 of a backflip.
Yeah.
That just was. Man, he was spinning so fast, he looked like Sonic the Hedgehog.
Bitches.
Well, that was.
Oh.
Interesting.
Huh.
Darius Winning got himself knocked the fuck out almost.
Yeah. Wow. That's gonna be their thing. What is he doing up there, Moxley? Get on. But you don't do that.
And then what happens right after? It's just like
Portland. Apparently there's a Chase Center in Portland too.
okay.
All right. That was a really good match. I'm not going to be upset that they threw them in there to lose again.
They didn't get toyed with.
Yeah. Yeah, they actually made them seem stronger here. Yeah. They just can't fuck with Claudio, apparently.
Right, though Portland, you have my respect, which is also cool because if I ever won a decent amount of money, but not enough to risk California, I always figured Oregon.
Yeah.
Northern California weathers without the cost.
Mm-hmm. And you can do drugs. All of them.
Speaking of,
that's the main event. Oh.
it's funny, I just watched Glass Onion when I was out.
Mm-hmm.
And after I watched that, now it's all TBS and TNT have been advertising like network premiere.
I
feel
haven't
like
seen any of it. I don't know what it's even about.
it's enjoyable. The one thing that sucks though is I feel like mystery movies more than any other style of movies are the ones that are harder to watch a second time because the whole point of the movie you already know.
Yeah.
Wait. Did you get to watch Omega Osprey yet?
Nope. Didn't do it. I was gonna do it before this year, but I had the shits. And I just like in the last like half hour started feeling okay enough to to sit at my desk instead of lay by the toilet.
I was just because of the movie comment I was thinking about like, man, that's the only thing. Like I know the match was good, but since I didn't have the suspense of this match could end either way at any time, I'm like, I can't imagine watching it the first time without having the result. And I know you said you avoided social media, but you know almost as much as I did going into it because I just knew one spot and the result. At some point, you're so invested in it that people say like avoid social media for spoilers. At some point, you get so invested in it, you can't avoid it. Like shows up in your Google stuff.
Yeah, I tried. I haven't been looking at my Google stuff very much lately, so yeah. I'm like, I at least won't know how any of it happens. Like all I've seen is Kenny's entrance, and that was dope. With that Sephiroth theme, yeah, buddy.
I feel like watching it feels like the Japanese crowd, it almost treats wrestling as like a like a classical music performance.
It is. It's like a play. Yeah.
Or yeah, that too. I was like, because it couldn't be a concert because you go to the right kind of concert, everyone's singing along and stuff. But I'm like, one of those situations where you clap at the right breaks, but you just sit there, like for the entrances and embrace them.
Yeah. Yeah. That seems like it's like a play, which is cool.
And most entrances rival the length of time of The Undertaker and Moxley.
I've noticed that in the little bits of New Japan that I've seen.
It makes a lot more sense as to why.
Cowboy.
Woo! That's not how that works. You don't burn a VHS. That just tells you how old we are.
I'm gonna say, isn't he in his 30s though? He should know about that. Like, if you're in your 30s, you remember VHS. And you remember that you don't burn a VHS.
I can't believe I'm about to say this. I don't give a fuck, Rick. Get out of the way. Let the next entrance begin. Let the next entrance begin. D. Now you probably are. Now we have a good judge of how different we are in our timing of spacing.
Yeah.
The woman that Range of Motion said was not going to be champion.
He is.
You tried to crush my hopes and dreams so much on that one.
Well, I mean, if we had known what was going on with Thunder Rosa, I would have said yeah.
That's a very deliberate change of how to say Charlotte.
A Charlotte.
Right?
That's...
Holy shit. Go, crowd, go. I don't think it's no secret like that the women's division AEW was like down here compared to the men's.
Mm-hmm.
But it's nice to hear someone getting crowd reactions that strong outside of like Britt and a few others, because that's another person that's getting their there with some of the guys.
Yeah. Ugh. That's nasty. They just licked their hands. And then they touched her. Yeah, I would hit them too. Don't let her hit you with her slob hand.
It's all right. You got Mox out here and some others biting people.
Who was that? He was rubbing his chin on.
Mm-hmm.
Was that Derek? Or was one of them?
I was gonna say, looking at the recent people that they fought, there's a good chance it's a top flight guy.
Like, yep, camera got him at the wrong spot there, where he's just like rubbing his chin on him.
I don't know if you would call it subtle, because it's not necessarily about her. Do you want to know one of the smallest things about Britt that I absolutely love?
What?
All the Scott Hall gear.
Yeah, it is Scott Hall type stuff. Yeah.
I think this one's less deliberate, but there's been ones that have been pretty deliberate.
I like that. Cool.
Actually, maybe it is usually like that, because here's a picture, probably in the cage match with Thunder Rosa, if I had to guess. Can you see that decent?
Okay, yeah.
It'd be interesting. You know how FTR obsesses over Bret Hart?
Yeah.
It would be kind of cool if like there was some kind of story to that on the for Brit, like where it doesn't define her at all, but like it's just mentioned, or similar to how every Latino wrestler who does the Three Amigos or a Frog Splash.
Mm-hmm. Hey man, I was inspired by Eddie.
Well,
and my closest.
Get to work on your Three Amigos, because I don't see you jumping off the top rope.
Hey, I got hops though. I don't know what you're talking about. I just may not want to land on my knee, but I got hops, dog. And I've been going to the gym for a month now. I'm fucking buff.
Actually, that's something I never thought about with you, because I know you have flexibility.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I just thought about certain things. I'm like, can we ever work into a goal where, like, watch this man do the splits? If you can still do them, I don't know. As we get older, I can only imagine it's harder.
No, it's still easy.
But, I was like, the gags that we could try to do down the line. I'm like, my hair's never going to be long enough to try to do an Ed Sheeran joke. From, like, the little things that can be jokes. But, so I know you're flexible. But how agile are you?
I can move. I don't know how well anymore, but
How quick could you get to the top rope?
considering that I've never been on the top rope, it would take me a minute because I'm not about to try and jump up there. Like, I'm going to take my time so that I don't bust my ass.
Because I started thinking about like, all right, I know you can move in certain ways, so I'm like, how quick can you get into that top rope?
Yeah. I can definitely, I would say I could probably do it better than most of the fat guys that do it. Because,
Okay, you have to
unless if
race.
it's just not sturdy, they be looking like it takes like way too long.
How about this? If you had to race John Moxley to the top rope,
I think I can give. I think I can win that one. I think I got him.
because I feel like you would be a very average person in AEW.
Yeah.
At least half the rosters you get in there faster than he is.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's put me at about average. Now, when I get all the way up there, I'm just gonna like, I'm gonna be like, I changed my mind. I don't want to do this. You win.
At the start of this match, you did not expect this match to still be going at this point, did you?
No.
Just realize that.
Oh, that was gross looking. And not in like the way that I usually say gross, as in I like that. That was just shit. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that match was way longer than I expected it to be. And I also expected Jamie to get the pin.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
Mm.
Now, see, I would get it if Britt was in some kind of big solo thing, like kind of like how when she was heading into it with Paige or Saraya. If there something like that was going on.
Yeah, but yeah, it's both of them and Saraya. So why not give the champ the pin so she looks real strong? Because we obviously know they're gonna win it.
Forgot they even had something going with Kingston.
Yeah. I'll never get over that sign that said "Make Buddy Matthews get tattoos." Because he does look weird next to the other two with no tattoos. And the both of them are like full body Yakuza tattoo.
Pero Pelagroso. Trying to make a note of it.
Mm-hmm. What? That means dangerous dog. What? 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 That's not Serpentico.
It's the Blue World Order version of it.
Dangerous dog, dude. What?
I was just kind of annoyed with the fact that he was built from Detroit, because last time I checked, he had moved away from here and didn't claim it.
Oh.
I don't want to say he didn't. I don't want to say he didn't claim it.
He's claiming it now, probably because it's cool to be from Detroit. Hibiscus lariat. Oh, he's pouring water on his face. Oh, and he's doing the LFI thing and unmasking him.
I guess he is still a build from Detroit, but he lives in Georgia.
Oh.
No, mother. Just dragging his ass.
Water elsewhere. I think I did. Get my water.
I love how, though, he's trying to challenge for a singles title, and his go-to is, I've been a tag team champion, I've been another tag team champion.
Yeah.
And I also won the lowest title in Impact.
Hey, but he's been a champion with someone else.
And the funny thing is his partner has been a lot more successful as a solo star than he has.
Yeah, the other guy, I like the other guy better. Be
I
right
just can't stand Taven's face.
back.
Woo! Commercial breaks. I do apologize if any of the other, like, there's a number of audio setups that were just rushed and thrown together last minute for this.
Needed my big water thing.
Now that you're back for a second, I'm gonna go grab myself another slice of pizza or two.
Fine. But what did I get on my shirt? Well, that's nasty. Real nasty. So, watching commercials. Yeah. Ah. Hooray! The one thing that's weird about streaming is you just get the spots where there's just waiting to rejoin the live stream. It's interesting.
What about what now?
It's just it's always the weird thing about streaming is always those spots where there's no commercials and it's just waiting to rejoin. Because those are I guess those are the spots for local commercials.
Oh, it feels so weird that we're at the main event, but at the same time,
We're not.
how's your main event a match that you never even advertised?
Hey, this was an important match with story implications.
So does that mean next Friday it's going to be Matt Taven versus Darby?
That'd be funny. I wouldn't be surprised though.
No. Orange Cassidy hit the line. It's his line.
Looks like there's been enough talk. So we're gonna have another battle of the belts with no belts changing hands.
I still think Kip might.
I'm gonna say that's a possibility. The
Honestly,
only thing that's a possibility.
honestly, I feel like that match is probably 50-50. It's a lot better than Warjo still.
Yeah. But Jungle Hook, though?
Like Jungle Book.
Like it.
Fun fact, not a Disney movie I gave a fuck about ever.
That's your problem.
But I still know about the bare necessities. The simple bare necessities.
Oh. But yeah, man, that movie had some jams. I want to be like you. That shit's my jam for life.
I'm
I
trying
want
to
to be
think.
a man. I want to be like you. I want to be like you too.
Was that the I don't know what variation of Primate that did that song?
Yeah, that was King Louis a chimp.
Yeah.
I want to be a man cub. With that great fire is all I desire. I forgot the words.
Yeah, I just definitely wasn't as big on Disney, but like the staples, obviously. Aladdin, Lion King. Was it
I loved it all.
Oliver and Company?
Oh, that's a great movie.
Fucking Billy Joel.
Movie. Yeah, so that movie's so good. My original favorite was Little Mermaid. That was like when I was like 5 years old.
But that's also one of the older, like some of the older ones, so it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't big on Pinocchio or Dumbo.
Oh, fuck you, dude. Dumbo's the shit. I love Dumbo. Not as big a fan of Pinocchio, but I liked it.
Now I will say, I will take all three Aladdins, even though I'd say the average person doesn't even know there's a third, right?
Yeah.
When you get to that third one, it's like, what?
Yeah, I thought that third one was ass juice.
I was intrigued by it because, you know, it was his dad.
Yeah. I got no, the first two though. Mm-hmm. The Return of Jafar was underrated.
Yeah. I think just for me, like loving the first two just made me alright with the third, where I enjoyed it. Kind of like my love for Mortal Kombat means I won't hate on Annihilation as much as most people.
See, I acknowledge that movie fucking sucks, but I enjoyed it.
This is how I feel about Annihilation.
I can't watch it now though. It doesn't hold up.
The first like 85% of it is just an even cheesier B version of the original.
Mm-hmm.
But that last bit, like once Shao Kahn is like in the focus at the very end, that movie just falls off a cliff.
Dog. Yeah. Just Jax with no fucking arms.
Even the new Mortal
That and the
Kombat
dude that.
movie, like the new ones, even like very two different movies. Like that beginning part with like the ancient Japan and everything. It's so different than the second half where it's super cheesy fighting and can't be.
Yeah. Yeah. It sucks.
Well, I know it's funny. If you wanted to do a Mortal Kombat movie universe, you totally could. Just think about it. If you did a very like Japanese cinema style movie about the ninja clans, that could be one movie. You can have a military style movie about like Sonya, Jax, and Black Dragon and all that. You could actually kind of piece together a handful of movies and then make one big movie. I mean, I wouldn't for Mortal Kombat. That would probably be ridiculous.
That would suck. That would be so bad.
But like, if you just tried to do like the first part of that movie with the old school Japanese stuff, or by the way, with the different ninja clans, like the way that was done was so different. Like, if you could have made a decent like Japanese martial arts style movie with it, have fun. But when you throw it all together and you have as many characters as Mortal Kombat has, it just feels like you're throwing shit at the wall.
Yep. They know people are gonna watch this shit no matter what they do. Mm-hmm. Yep. These are
Raiden and Shang Tsung could be like your Nick Fury. One of them's recruiting the bad guys at the end of every movie in the end credit scene, and then once you get through halfway through the original movies, then you can have Shao Kahn as an end credit thing.
yeah.
Honestly, if they did that as like a Netflix or a streaming series thing where like every episode was like an hour, like you could probably get some mileage out of it.
Yeah, you get people to watch it. You would not get me to watch that shit. I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole.
I'd try it,
But
but because it's Mortal Kombat, I'd have low expectations.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like that most recent movie. I legitimately wish that I hadn't watched. I was like, when I finished it, I was like, you know what? I could have done something else.
Did the beginning part even at least intrigue you at all?
I don't even remember it because it sucks.
It was very about like old school Japanese, like the family, like how the whole rivalry with Sub-Zero and Scorpion started.
Yeah.
But it wasn't done like Mortal Kombat. It was very much, it felt like old ninja clan leaders.
I didn't really care that much about that because I remembered that YouTube series they did a while back. That shit was cool.
Oh, I loved it.
And
I
it
was
got
so
my
mad
hopes
it
up.
ended.
Yeah, it got my hopes up. So I was like, man, I really hope that's who's doing the movies because this movie could be cool. And then I was like, oh, that's not who's doing it. Okay, it's not going to be cool. But maybe I'll at least get some laughs out of it.
That's
Nope,
why.
didn't
That's why I
even
only
laugh at
found
it.
the beginning to be intriguing, because it was so different than what I would expect from anything in the past from them.
Mm-hmm.
But then, yeah. Okay. Another thing. There's two things that really annoyed the shit out of me later more than anything about that. One, I hated Jax in that movie. Once I saw who was cast to play him, I had low expectations, and then I really didn't like it. Um,
Yeah, the Jackson all the movies sucks.
and then the last part was a literal main character, not from any of the games, who has literal plot armor as his power.
Mm. Yeah.
Yes, you have no idea who.
Fucking Jericho. I've never been a fan of having teammates at your side during a match.
So yeah, first Mortal Kombat Jax sucked. I forgot that's who that Jax was.
Oh, oh no. Okay, there we go. My stringy went away.
I'm trying to figure out what the point of really going to the top rope on that for a dropkick is. Wouldn't you be able to
He's got
spray
the
it and
same
launch
shotgun.
yourself?
Yeah.
I would take that heel heat. I still would have did it to her. Do it, Darby.
How does he not kick them out yet? Like, Derby, Derby, Bowler Derby.
Forget having Sting come out to help you. Invite Darty, Allen. We want Darty.
Yeah. Yeah, that's my boy.
I have a newfound respect for him ever since I found out I was delivered by a Dr. D'Artagnan.
D'Artagnan. Why do my string keeps going out?
I wonder if it's more about like video encoding since also video chatting.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
All right, there needs to be at least one title change. Battle of the
Please.
Belts, because of the fact that I just thought about this. That means we're having 4 title matches in a row.
Yeah.
So let's not have to take notes. I already forgot what the last match was for a minute.
There was
The women's tag, right?
So we've had, yeah. So we've had how many Battle of the Belts now? This is going to be the 5th one.
Yeah.
Here, and there's not been a title. Well, I think you confirmed for me that there hadn't been any title changes at Battle of the Belts before I watched, but at least the last 3. Because I think 2, 3, and 4 there were no belt.
Oh, I'm pulling up the first one right now because that's the only one I'm not sure about.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure that's the only one that I didn't see.
All right, so the first one was Sammy defeated Dustin Rhodes to win the interim AEW TNT Championship, which means it was vacant at the time.
Yeah.
Nobody lost it. And then Ricky Starks retained the FTW and Britt Baker retained the AEW Women's Champion.
Yep. Okay.
Put their names on the screen. This is Jeopardy. Still Excalibur asking stupid questions, asking if Jade's gonna keep her streak going and retain.
Yeah. Why
All right.
did they give us this twice?
So here's a better question. What the fuck would you do if there was one title change tonight and it was Jade losing? The one that makes the least amount of sense.
I'd flip shit if Jade was about to lose. Because I give Sky Blue 0% chance to win today.
I feel like that one's Jade 100%. I feel like this match is like
99 acclaimed.
I'm going 70 acclaimed. I'm giving 30% just because why the fuck are we getting this match again?
Okay.
And I feel like the main event's got to be Orange Cassidy and Kip. I feel like that's about 50-50.
I'm gonna say that's about 60-40.
In favor of Kip?
OC.
I know Orange is like super over, but I'm just thinking about the amount of... They put about a month into this match with Kip.
That's true. That's true.
And then that's just for Orange Cassidy. Remember, we saw him at All Out trying to get it from Pac. But yeah, this is like a real story. I could see it happen. Oh!
Dog. Yo!
Max!
That was like his best one in a long time. Yeah, they're not losing today. They are definitely keeping those belts.
Don't even...
I don't know how.
I don't even remember the first insult. I don't remember the first because then it was like, oh shit, there was a... I can't believe he went there too.
Yeah, the first one was about the January 6th riot.
Oh yeah. It's not going comparing on Vince McMahon since he's trying... There's so many bad ways to be compared to Vince McMahon, though. Like, are we talking about how the fact he's trying to force his way back into the company?
I mean, that's definitely why he's referencing Vince McMahon tonight. Or at least I hope so.
It would make the most sense.
Damn it, this thing is dead. Figure 4 scissor.
Oh, they should start using the figure 4 and call it the figure scissor. I love how the graphic for Sky versus Jade makes it look like they're not that much of a height difference, but you can still tell there is. But in reality, it's like 2 feet.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it'll be fun when they get in the ring.
It's okay. All right. I'm officially deeming it that if we ever have money and we move out to the West Coast, the Portland area is a good enough crowd that we can consider it.
Yeah. Yeah, and they like the scissor.
You literally did not even phase the dude.
Yeah. He's just like, fuck this guy.
To sadden him, that probably feels like how I feel when I feel my cat rub up against my leg. Like, wait, what? All right, so after the West Coast, I just saw early April they're in Rhode Island, so they're just skipping right past the Midwest again.
Sauce.
Soon enough, they'll be announcing dates. They're close to 1 year apart from Blood or Guts last year. So I'm like, come on. There's got to be something announced soon.
Yeah. Well, get us something. I'm gonna need. Like, I'm gonna need them at the very least to come to like Toledo. You know, like do Toledo or West Michigan again. If you don't do Detroit again.
I mean, we talked about the West one, trying to get all the way out there, even especially if it's a Dynamite and then back.
Yeah, we'd have to take that day off, or at least like the last half off, and then probably the first half of the next day off. So,
what I would probably do is I'd probably volunteer that week to work the Saturday shift. If it's a Dynamite on Wednesday. I beg to get out of work at 5. Get to you, get on the change, whatever, get on the road and go.
Yeah, if it was like
and it'd be very close to the beginning of the show.
If it was like Rampage, we'd be able to do that.
we would miss all the pre-taping stuff, and we'd get there like, because what was it, like a little over 2 hours?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, like just over 2 hours, I think.
so it'd be like, let's be on the road by 5:30, and it'll be getting there right for the start.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what when we were thinking about going last time. It was like we would have missed like the pre-tape stuff and like just barely got there for Rampage.
I mean, now with, I think I had 6, which means we would have been getting there like halfway through Rampage, probably like 8:30, or no.
Or no, I remember what it was. They had Rampage, but Battle of the Belts was taped the hour before Rampage. And we didn't want to miss any. Like, and Takeshita was on that one.
Yeah.
And if we were like, if we miss any of Takeshita's match, we'll be pissed.
Yeah, versus this at least being live tonight.
Yeah.
I wonder if the reason they did it live is because what? Why wouldn't you just land it on your opponent?
Billy Gunn, he's like, fuck yeah, you know I'm a cheater.
But still, why wouldn't you land it on your opponent?
Cause man.
Funny thing is, that was essentially a famouser.
Yeah. It was a sweet famouser though. He's getting kicked out. Oh yeah, that's right. It is anything goes.
Right?
I forgot about that. I love the daddy ass is doing all the cheating. I love that like a good half of this match has been people that aren't in it.
I mean, part of the exchange at the end there was very awkward, and you could tell they didn't time it well. But you also see why I was worried about the Acclaimed losing tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you fuck up the team that you're facing and then take out the ref?
Because you know you gotta choke slam refs too. Just choke slam Sanjay too, just for the hell of it.
Oh,
like
they're
his
really.
numbers.
You see his pencil falling down his back.
Yeah. his pencil. Oh, she's breaking his pencil. Oh, hit of the night. Easily. Hit of the night. She broke his pencil.
Can never be a referee because at that point I would have been as petty as possible and just fast counted.
Yep. Like, fuck you. 1 or 3.
And this is why people like me are why they took guest referee out of video games. The match will never end. I'm just gonna hit everybody else. Then you come after me and I'm gonna DQ you. And the thing is, you'll think I'll be teaming up against you. And I'll be like, I'm kind of sick of your opponent now. Just swerve. Fuck up Brandon. I actually want Sanjay's pants, I'm not gonna lie.
He does have nice pants. Yeah. Remember when I said 99 acclaim, 1% lethal team? He's got his own Bible now. Ooh.
Make it make sense though.
Yeah. Like what you guys are starting to lose me with the cryptic stuff here because he's not doing anything.
Like you're getting into like I'm bored with House of Black territory before they went away. Here's your buddies, Jungle Hook.
What was I gonna go get? Oh yeah, all right.
I'm tempted to do this setup for fucking Dynamite next week. I'll still have to make videos, that's what sucks.
Yeah, we'll just have to make sure we talk a whole lot more about each specific thing, I guess.
What do you mean?
The thickness.
Oh no, I don't mean like cut it up after. I mean like it'd be cool. The downside would be staying live right after to do the whole show after. And being in the same seat for like 3.5 hours.
Oh, fuck no. Fuck no.
See, I want the benefit of just being able to sit back and watch it, but you're right. Like, you can't really, like, review necessarily while doing it. Plus, it would be such a pain in the ass to do, like, the cut-ups.
Yeah. All right. Those things. Damn it. There's still a smudge on my glasses.
How long have you had those glasses?
Um, 9 months ish.
So my last pair of glasses, because I got these ones last year.
Mm-hmm.
My pair before that I had for way longer than you're supposed to. And I thought my glasses had just got dirty. Like to the point that I couldn't really clean them 100% anymore. When I went to the glasses place, I kind of asked the question about what kind of cleaning products that they have or recommend. Because I saw these cool tools before that were like they had the stuff on it and you could just rub both sides. It was like keychain type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Guy looked at me and he looked at my old glasses. He's like, honestly, like these are clean. It's just they're old, so like your layering was like coming off. So it wasn't like dirtiness or smudge. It was just some of the protective layering coming off.
It's like, yeah, you've been wearing the same pair of glasses since 1992.
You're about to lose.
Mm-hmm.
That's the stupidest thing I've ever seen on the bottom of a graphic card. Making her 2023 AEW debut.
The 2023 AEW singles debut.
Oh, I also thought about, I guess, they still would have had some YouTube matches already.
Yeah.
And that's probably where the majority of her matches happen.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, she's wrestled on TV, tag team.
Hold on, though.
Hold what?
Not used to a little bit different on the hair with Jade.
Oh, yeah. No red velvet.
I know, that just makes me sad.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny, you just see all the glitter on Jade.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sky can, like, without Jade, like, leaning down a little bit, Sky can't reach her head.
Mm-hmm. Guys, too little.
That was also different, but also very smooth.
Yeah.
I'm confused. What's happening?
She just wants to make sure her hair is good.
Well, first she kind of grabbed at her chest. I was like, did she just have a wardrobe malfunction?
Let me see. It's not a pay-per-view. Usually her pay-per-view costumes start falling apart. And I'm always just like, come on. Come on.
I mean, because I just kind of saw her hands come up towards her chest area, and then, you know, she's kind of covered up and rolling out right away. Kind of was like hunched over as she went to ringside, so I'm like, did something go wrong?
Right.
I would like to see Jade try to find a way to extend the chokeslam because she's not really lifting them up high. But she is forcing them down to the mat from a lower distance harder. Like when she did that choke slam, her arm never like really went up, you know. It kind of got to like right here.
Nope. Yeah, that was like a a choke leg sweep. Hey. Hi, Red Velvet. Velvet Red.
I'm confused on what she's saying. Motivate your partner. It wasn't Red that was teaming with her.
Oh. Fucking Jericho, man. like it's art that he manages to come up with that many Jericho references.
The only downside for it is because of his personality and the way they is like that, like in so many ways. I feel like it's rubbed a lot of people where he comes across like narcissistic.
Yeah.
And I wonder how much of it's an act and how much of it is actually a personality thing.
Hmm.
I'm sure it's like they're not mutually exclusive.
Yeah. It's probably a little bit of both.
Also, it's easier to kind of make jokes about yourself than it is anybody else.
That is very true. What did Layla do?
I think she kind of just held her head and neck down on the bottom rope. Or something.
Okay. Fry. Waffle fry whopper.
I'm still starting to think about the general commercial.
So, bitch. Okay. I have a little bit of a joint that works. I feel like, oh.
Did you ever see Project Power?
I never saw it. Oh no, no, if it.
It was a Jamie Foxx in the commercial, so I was like, I just watched him in something, but I couldn't remember what the name of it was. It was something that very much had a The Boys type of story vibe to it.
Know what you're talking about.
What was that?
I know what you're talking about. It looked interesting, but then I got turned off when I saw reviews that it was booty.
Honestly, it feels like a. So you got Jamie Foxx's character, who has history beef with these people who are selling a drug, a pill that gives you superpowers temporarily. Kind of sounds like V and the Boys, right? And then Butcher having his own personal issues chasing it down.
Yeah. Oh.
Then you got Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who kind of plays the goody two shoes kind of side of things, kind of like God, what's Huey in The Boys, kind of like being the Huey.
I'd say Mother's Milk is the good guy.
Well, but in the beginning though, like Huey was the one that wasn't getting his hands dirty, kind of thing.
Okay, I guess yeah.
More recently, yes, he's completely fucking lost it.
So I was gonna say yeah, like after the first half of the first season, he really.
Because even at that point, though, Mother's Milk still wants to fucking like murder Soups nonstop.
Yeah. That is true.
But in that same kind of fashion, the good cop still ends up breaking rules to help accomplish the mission. You know how we talk about every now and then about how the size difference, since the ring doesn't change, like how it affects things for like shorter wrestlers and the women?
Yeah.
That was all like that was good and almost really fucking good.
Yeah. I like that.
So a women's match on Dynamite reminded me of an example of it in Sky Blue trying to run corner to corner to charge the turnbuckle on her. Reminds me of another one. Because there was a situation on like Dynamite where one of the girls went to do like the whip on the outside into the turnbuckle or into the barricade. Actually, I think it was Jade to one of them. Might have been Takira. But they're about halfway along the ring. So you have like this 5 foot tall woman having to take like 8 strides to get to the barricade. It no longer looks like it's from your Irish whip. It's clear that she can turn and she's just still running on her own. And it just looks awkward. Because your strides are going to be like a lot smaller. They need to do it closer. What?
Fucking Stokely, man.
What?
He
What
says
is?
the most ghetto shit.
What is? What is Suwu?
So, that's a gang call.
Oh, can you just let me do that on live stream?
Yeah. I mean, you don't know what the. How do you not know what the sign is, though? You haven't seen West Side. That one. That's just That's
Everything I can think of that has the name Westside that you might be referring to, it's been a long time since I've seen.
that's what that sign was that he did. But the call is I think it's a blood call.
Thanks a lot, Stokely. Things I should not know, or I mean, I guess maybe know, but question or like do and repeat. Yeah, burn yourself. Burn yourself, sir. Because I was sitting there thinking about like the two aspects of it. Like, is there a city I can think of that would make sense? Like, you know, SoCo and NorCal, like combination that way. So I'm like, I don't know what's that would be. I do not need your Sesame Street COVID commercial for like the 8th time.
You don't know shit until you've seen the Sesame Street commercial. I've got a commercial about delicious meatballs.
This is literally, I know of at least 3, if not 4 times I've seen this commercial, if not more. It's gotten to the point I'm annoyed, so.
Well, I'm gonna give you a different commercial then. This wine that I'm drinking here today is vintage 2019. So, it's they're pre-pandemic grapes, which means they are fucking phenomenal. It's a dark red Pinot Noir. It's soft. We could say it's indulgent.
Did I tell you what happened when I went to my work Christmas party?
Did they have you drink some wine? And was
So,
it tasty?
Because of the fact that I was the one person that was coming directly from work,
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't going home. It made no sense.
Mm-hmm.
So I got there outside of like the head people. I was like the first person there.
Mm-hmm.
The server person comes over, asks about drinks, all that. They're like, wine. I'm like, I don't really drink. So I looked at my boss. I was like, should I do red or white? It's like, what do you prefer? I'm like, I don't know. That's why I'm asking you.
For a non-drinker, white.
Yeah, well, guess what? I chose red.
Yeah. Because if it's not like a soft, even like a softer red, you're not gonna really like. It would have to be like a sweet red, like it'd have to be like it'd have to be like a nasty. And that's like shit to me because it's like grape juice with some alcohol in it.
So I knew if I continued drinking, because that was the night that I was rushing home to, get on to do the show and not miss the entire thing. Where I got home at like 9:40.
Oh yeah, that was a good show.
Yeah. So I got to see the majority of the main event.
Show.
And was that when the Acclaim faced FTR?
Yep.
So,
Because that's why I was like, I'm so happy you at least made it here for this.
well,
Willow.
okay.
Let's go, Willow.
Look at Rampage next week getting some love.
Yeah. Say Rampage has got some stuff.
All right, I'm giving you one last chance. We're gonna call it. It's the main event. No belts have changed hands.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sticking with Orange Cassidy? And how confident are you?
Oh, I'm not confident at all, but I'm sticking with Orange Cassidy.
I don't think they've done enough with him to take the title off one of the most popular people of the company.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they've done enough story-wise, but not necessarily for him as a character in the whole.
Right.
But it would not surprise me. Especially as they're talking about it. If the next story is about the best friends imploding.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
I want to say Kip. But I don't think Kip winning would really. I just don't.
You can't lose with Danhausen at your side.
But I don't think like Kip beating Orange Cassidy in this match would make him in the way that you would want it to. It sucks though because Kip was actually getting reactions when we saw him going up against like Pac for All Out. Like he was getting some.
Yeah. Yeah, he does get some reactions.
It's just it feels like they haven't been able to build off of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's good. And I would definitely not mind seeing him put a belt on him just to help build him up. I just also still don't want them to push Penelope with him because I don't like her.
But if he does have the belt, I think it's easier to treat her more like a valet / manager than have him focus on her as a wrestler.
Yeah.
You know, for a couple of just regular people from our area with the demographics and everything, wrestling wise, we had a hell of a second half of 2022. Debut of Orange Cassidy's new iconic music, Blood and Guts. Oh, and All Out that will live in infamy. Got to go to a show called Effie's Big Gay Brunch. And have brunch before it.
Yeah. Those mimosas, man.
And so much violence in Detroit at a show called Drop Dead. Also, getting to see an NWA and somebody who's been on AEW a fucking block away from my house in a local show.
Yeah. Let's see what we can do in 2023, man.
That's why things like AEW and GCW need to announce some fucking shows our way.
Yeah.
Okay, so Orange Cassidy with his classic very much feels like he fits within his gimmick still. Kip with these glasses just feels like a douchebag cop.
Yep. See Danhausen's face right there.
You don't want to make that man angry.
Will OC to a win here.
Don't piss that man off. We saw when he got actually mad. The dude was a force.
Yeah, he might pull your teeth out.
Honestly, that's something I should probably find a way to keep a lookout. Is to see when Danhausen / Ethan Page, etc., do like their meet and greets at like toy stores out, like collectible stores out. Usually in like the Utica area is where I've seen it a number of times. I'll watch them have one like next weekend and be like, oh yeah, cool, we can start off 2023 well. There was fighting on this show and Mox was on it, but it wasn't him.
The curse is 100% effective.
I feel like I would usually hate Kib's type of gear with the stripes and everything, but it works really well together.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I like his I don't know, it reminds me of Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh yeah, I originally thought that's what was on his trunks.
Yeah.
Air tights.
Yeah, that's why I've always liked it, because I thought it was Nightmare Before Christmas.
I mean, if you take away that graphic, like the stripes and the way that is and everything, that usually wouldn't be a lot of my styles. But I think it was also helped by the fact that he wears like the dark makeup, has dark hair, but then he also has that super light hair to kind of go perfectly with it.
Yeah. He could do away with the super bad thing, though.
Yeah,
That's
all right, I'm not going to connect the dots on this one. I'm just going to say I don't know where Superbad started, but what I can tell you is before Penelope was with Kip, she was with Joey Janela. Do you remember Joey Janela?
I've only seen him like once.
Okay.
Twice, maybe.
So he was in AEW, but he also was at that first GCW show that we went to. But he was the bad boy, and she was like the bad girl.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was a petty feud type aspect that created the nickname, or if he called himself before it. But yeah, I never really understood the whole super bad thing.
Yeah, it sucks. It's a terrible, terrible name, and he should get rid of it.
If he continues to kind of play a more like theatrical role, if you want to give yourself a nickname, do something along those lines.
Damn it.
I know it's picture in picture and it's smaller, but there was a time that he was starting in that ring that for whatever reason his face and his facial hair reminded me of Mark Miro back in the day. Or in WCW, Johnny B. Bad.
You can't even blow that guy.
Hmm?
There's this Planet Fitness commercial.
I was even looking at.
And the guy said, with my low energy, I can't even blow this. And there's just like a balloon that just shrunk. And then the guy's like, yeah, gain your energy at Planet Fitness and you'll be able to blow. Like, yeah. So, go to Planet Fitness and you'll be able to suck some dick.
If it was actually like a really funny like way that could catch on and be a running gag. Well, if you go to a gym, a lot of those people are competitive, and you could see how you could just keep that running gag going.
Yeah, I bet there's a dick sucking champion at the gym. That's not what I went there for. Like, I don't think I need to work on my jaw muscles.
No, but you can always look for the champion to make friends.
Like, who's the champ here? You want to get to know each other? Penis to mouth.
Ooh, that was done very well, but crazy how close that was. You see him like grab the ropes, like as he hits, he's like grabbing the ropes behind him just to hold him up so he doesn't drop on his head.
Yeah.
So crisply.
Oh. Roll-eyes him. Oh, he's about to beat breaking. And now I'm thinking Arby's.
Jericho, shut your ass up. Do not call him Stoochhausen.
Yeah, that's what he is. He's Stoochhausen today.
Uh-oh. Kind of saw that coming.
Hobo. Jericho and Vision. No fucking references, dude.
All right. Do you remember when WrestleMania, going into it, they did a bunch of videos where the wrestlers kind of acted out movie scenes?
Mm-hmm.
I want to see Home Alone with Butcher and Blade are the robbers. Orange Cassidy could be Kevin McAllister. And Danhausen could be like the wise, weird person in the park who curses them, so everything does go bad to the robbers. Oh.
Flipped all the way over. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's Big Boy Butcher.
Hey, about damn time.
So you know they aren't gonna leave him hanging.
Whatever's gonna happen, it's gotta happen now.
It was an orange forearm. Yeah, because it was an orange forearm. Yeah. Beach break. Finish it on the beach break. There we go. Oh no. Okay.
I'm just here looking at the clock like,
Yeah.
my phone says midnight already.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I'm pretty sure this confirms that Orange Cassidy is winning. Because if there's gonna be a new champ, they're gonna give him like more than half a second after the win.
But he is a heel, so it's not gonna be like a big pop celebration. Two. Okay. Like the ref at some point had to be like, hurry the fuck up, you guys, it's already midnight.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's not the person in the Sesame Daddy ass shirt that would be expecting to boo Orange Cassidy winning.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Like, hey, you're clearly a fan of silliness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hey. Well, I called it. No more belt, no belt changes there. As much as I would have been down to see Kip get a belt, I kind of knew it wasn't happening.
As far as the question about thoughts on Vince forcing his way back in and predicting what will happen with company, I'm hoping.
Oh God, Pitch Perkins needs to go away.
That they do what they have to do on a corporate level to block him, which there are routes for it. I was watching something today that pointed out when he left during his allegations, the stock price went up, and when the rumors of him coming back or him trying to force his way back happened, the stock prices went down again. But then since it might be to sell the company, I guess the prices went back up because people want to get that money for sell, because you always end up selling for what, like 2 to 3 times what your actual evaluation's at.
Yeah. So what I'm thinking and kind of hoping in my heart is that this is he just wants to be a part of it, but I think he knows that it's better for him to not be a part of the creative, at least at this point. I think he knows that now. I hope he does, because he knows money. That's like the only thing that he does know.
Yeah,
He
because
knows money, and
some
he
of
knows
this.
that,
Go ahead.
yeah, I think he knows that him being in charge again is going to hurt the money.
So to kind of echo that, though, they like the statements that he did make, I guess, were mainly that he wants to be there for like the new TV rights and negotiations like that to help the company make more money, but also to boost the value of it. So if he, to try to sell. In some ways, it very much feels like a kid throwing a temper tantrum saying, if I can't have it,
Yeah.
not like a singular person can, like, sure, we'll sell it off, we'll make all the money, but nobody is going to be the next Vince kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm still worried just because he's Vince, and we know that he's Vince. That's, I don't know.
I mean, it's Vince. That's why he's essentially doing a
Yeah.
fucking hostile takeover of his own damn company.
So it's like, yeah, they're like, I think he's knows that he shouldn't be in charge of creative or anything like that, but there's still always that thought that, yeah, he's Vince and his ego might win.
So you ask if we see any talent leaving in protest. I don't, mainly because I would expect whatever this is, even if it is having kind of like legal battles where it's tied up for time. If something's tied up, you kind of stick with the status quo. So I would imagine it would be like the same people in power, so you wouldn't see anything really change anytime in the near future. And I by the time he'd be there, I don't know. The time window is going to be so small to have the right people have their contracts end at the right time. If somehow he was back and long term, yes. Specifically, probably a woman who's made her name enough to be able to walk out that door because of what a lot of the situations dealt with. You think a woman's probably going to be a little bit more bothered with that man coming back into power. Honestly, I don't even know how Stephanie would want to deal with it, but I did see one, people speculating who would actually buy the company, and somebody tried to say because their Saudi Arabia deal that there's this group in Saudi Arabia that might. If something like that happened, then fuck yes, people would leave. If you're actually talking, you're muted.
Shit. Oh, did you know they like pretty much only work with Vince?
Who's that?
The Saudi Arabia group.
Well, I mean, just even on that aspect, that just being slowly developing and coming into this century in terms of how they treat women, like not even being able on the card for the first however many years. I would imagine people kind of would go. The AEW, I don't know who.
No. He ain't got the money to buy a WWE.
His father does, but his father's also where the money came from AEW. So that's why I'm kind of thinking, like, how much of it's Tony Khan and how much of it's like with his dad. I'm assuming he just like loaned money from his dad.
Yeah,
but he's the official owner, and I mean, we know he's the official owner. His dad could buy it though. His dad is way richer than Vince.
but I don't know. I think it.
He ain't gonna take a shot at it though.
I think it'd be somebody like Disney or something, or like.
I could see one of the TV
like
networks
or something
that they've already had a because like their relationship with Fox is short, but yeah, NBC with USA and all them, I could see it be Universal, because that's all there is. Universal the top umbrella on that one, because isn't it called like NBC Universal or something?
Yes. I think I think you're right there. I don't pay attention.
But they do have the longest working relationship with them.
Longest working relationship.
I mean, outside that time, that brief time where WWE went to like Spike TV. You remember Spike TV?
Spike TV. Doug. I was talking about Kenny Blankenship earlier today. Most Extreme Elimination Challenge.
So many. It feels crazy just like people date themselves. Like you see the posts on social media about people dating themselves with stores that don't exist anymore. Try fucking TV channels, man.
Yeah. WWE World from Universal Studios.
Honestly,
dog, I want to go on the Stone Cold ride.
Wouldn't
get to crash through some glass.
So I mean, think about it this way: in the
throw a beer at you.
That's Universal Studios is in Orlando, right?
Yes.
I think. Why am I blanking on the city that WWE does most of its Florida stuff not out of right now? Is it also Orlando?
I don't know stuff.
I mean, if they're remotely close to each other, Yeah, okay, so the WWE Performance Center is in Orlando, Florida, so why wouldn't you? Like, that would become WWE's new, like, central.
WWE World.
You remember WWE or WWF New York or whatever, the restaurant?
Like,
It was in the old video games too.
But if there was like a Macho Man and Slim Jim ride, I'd be there right away. That will be the first ever theme park that needs rides that are fit for 400-pound men.
I'm not sure how much of it would have to be like filled with like coasters or rides. But like, you know how Star Wars World with like Disney and all that, like they have that cantina.
400-pound men for sure.
But I'm trying to think of you could have the barber shop because of the history, like with the Mario Jannetty and Shawn Michaels.
I want the grocery store that Stone Cold and Booker T fought in. Post match. I want to know for post fight.
I'm trying to think who else has had like a running gag that would make sense as like a restaurant or a store or something like that.
Oh, you gotta get dessert from The Rock for sure. As much as he's talked about pie.
Call it the Rock, or you could have like the Rock strudel shop.
Brothers of Destruction Haunted House. Fuck yeah.
I feel like Bray Wyatt would be a good for like a House of Mirrors kind of maze kind of thing.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Bray Wyatt. Let Bray Wyatt do the fun house for sure.
You could literally just have a section of WWE World that's called Halloween Havoc.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, most of the other after the barbershop, I feel like most of the shows that wrestlers had after like Miz TV or the Kevin Owens show, they were just there wasn't a theme to it, right? It wasn't like Piper's Pit or
Yeah. Ooh. The Mankind ride can just be like the demon drop. It just looks like a big cell that they throw you off of.
But the fucked up thing is you're falling in the cell as opposed to off the cell.
Yeah.
Mankind might have to be like the theme for, you know, those slingshot things or whatever, like the bungee, not the necessarily a bungee, but where you get pushed off. They put you in like the little thing, but then your harness and stuff looks like a Mankind outfit.
That would be cool. That would be so cool. Oh, fuck.
Oh, you know how some of those places will have those like the seats that can replicate like going through like a 3D movie where the seats like will move and stuff? They should just have a first person view of like I'm going to use him for example, but like Ray Phoenix. Like throw a go cam on him and then you're having like a VR of you in his body as he's performing all these crazy moves in a match.
Yeah. Well, if it's WWE, it's gonna have to be like Ricochet.
See, I wasn't sure if you would know that how many names you knew, because Ricochet's who actually I was thinking of.
Yeah.
100%.
I know most of the major names.
See, that's why I would still be confused, because I wouldn't know if you would. I wouldn't necessarily think of him as a major name.
He's like one of those people that's always in like hey, we need someone that's good in this thing that we've got 5 people and there's only 4 on this team. You know, like a
He's a worse version of Takeshita, just built more like a Serpentico.
so yeah, he's like a Takeshi.
He's a mix of Takeshita and Serpentico. He's there to make other people look really good.
Yeah. Oh, I wish I had seen him at his prime because I've seen like some of the shit that he does and it's dope. But he's definitely like a little older now.
Ricochet?
Uh-huh.
Technically, I guarantee you've seen him in his prime. Have you ever remember seeing the meme type picture of like 4 guys doing tug of war with like a tiger at the zoo? Like 4 jack dudes.
Probably not.
Because I've seen like the picture comes around all the time.
Or maybe. And just never really paid much attention, probably.
I'm trying to find it, but it's that specific picture that I've seen around for a while. But as I go into here, I cannot find that specific one. I can see videos, and it might be him in that video. But yeah, there's one out there that it's 100% Ricochet, and I've seen it a bunch.
So I was just thinking about this, and it made me groan a little bit. If they had a WWE Universal, you know there would have to be a John Cena, like a whole John Cena area, or at least a John Cena ride. But what would they do?
No, what they're gonna do is they're gonna have a sign on, I don't know, is it on waters or a beach where they're at?
Yeah.
Or so what you do is you just put a sign on the water and you talk about the John Cena ride. But the problem is you can't see it.
There we go. The whole ride is a mirage. You can't see it. You just end up on it. It's an invisible ride.
All right, so for whatever reason, I'm searching Ricochet and Tug of War. I can find pictures of him, but I cannot find the picture that I wanted where you can see like his face and everything, which is just weird because I've seen it a bunch.
Yeah, you'd be looking at his face.
But that's the back of his head.
That's the back of his head.
Yeah, it's honestly, I'm 100% just shocked that I've not seen a picture, which is funny because it looks like I can easily find a video. Yeah, I'm watching video of it right now, so let me see if I can pause it when it's turned around.
So sexy boy.
Are you talking about Jade since we saw her on TV? Or Red Velvet?
Can we talk about Jade or Red Velvet? We can talk about Jade and or Red Velvet.
Right. So this is after they gave up wrestling or tug of war with the lion. And so it's a little bit blurry because I paused the video, but that bat guy that you saw at the back of the head, it's Ricochet.
Okay. They tried to play tug of war with the tiger and they lost.
3 pro wrestlers.
Losers.
I mean, look at Ricochet's WWE career. That's what he spends most of his time doing anyway there, too.
It's a tiger, though, dog.
When the article came up with it, it said it was a lion.
Oh, it was a lion?
I got the wrong thing, yeah.
Oh. Okay. Damn. Now, I'm a little bit more surprised about that.
About
'Cause,
lose more surprised, as in like a tiger should be harder or a lion should
yeah,
be. I would expect a lion to be harder.
tigers are bigger. Tigers are the biggest cats. That's why I was like, yeah, it just seemed like a tiger would be more difficult.
Didn't know they
But
were actually bigger because the lions have always been king of the jungle.
yeah, but that's because they're in like different climates. Lions live in like the savannah, whereas tigers actually live in the actual jungle.
Dry versus vegetation and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I watch a whole lot of animal documentaries. That's
Where?
like the only thing that's productive that I like to watch. I got random animal facts all day for you, but I can't think of them right now.
You know, that's what you should do. Just create a TikTok, and then every day, just one TikTok of the most random animal fact you can think of. Animal fact number 1. Next day.
Mhm.
You could do that whole, like, the whip into frame, too, to start off.
Mhm.
Show off that hair.
Like animal fact number 1: koalas aren't bears. Stop calling them koala bears.
What?
Yeah, don't. They are not bears. Koalas are marsupials.
Well, I think I remember hearing that at some point, but just the fact that usually whenever I would hear people just say koala, like it always felt like they were saying it in short for koala bears, and like koala bears was like a technical term. I'm like, oh, what?
No. Koala bear is a made-up term. It's just koala. Mm-hmm.
See? You could do that with some oomph and just whip your hair into frame and be like, animal fact number 1.
Yeah. I could.
I want to see these animal facts for days, just in a productive manner.
I'll try it.
The funny thing is, though, like, you literally could just sit down and do like 10 facts and record it 10 times, cut up the video, and just like in 1 hour have like your next 10 days of videos.
I sure could. God damn. I got some stuff.
In like 3 months, I'm going to be randomly opening up of like TikTok, which I never do, and I'm just gonna get greeted with animal facts. And I'm like, oh, you're doing this? No idea. And somehow it's just like, hey, yeah, I'm doing this, and I have like 500,000 followers already. Like, what the fuck, man?
All right, here we go. Animal fact number 2: lions are not king of the jungle. It's actually hyenas.
You can't say hyenas without me thinking of the 3 from Lion King.
Yeah, but hyenas kick ass. They actually they have a much higher success rate when hunting because they are a little bit better at picking out the weak.
Aren't
kill
they
lion
also
cubs a lot?
I was gonna say, but aren't they also ones that kind of like, I don't want to say savages, but more like scavengers?
Yeah, they'd much rather. They do hunt, but they'd much rather just steal your kill. That's what they do. That's why they have beef with lions, because lions, they like to stay near where there are lions, because lions are going to leave behind big carcasses. And if you gang up on that lion, you might get that.
Mm-hmm. So I know that's also one of their big things is they're
Yeah,
aren't they, they're one of the
they're
better at
smarter.
orchestrating attacks.
Mm-hmm. Top rope animal.
Oh yeah, we acknowledge we were
Yeah.
not taking notes and doing the show. We just did the 2 hours of watch along.
Oh man.
And now
Yeah.
you just get to experience what the
And
after
now you
effects
get
of
animal.
top
Yeah,
rope
now you
totes.
get animal facts, dog. What else? What else? A lot of people don't know this one either. Whales are the king of the sea, not sharks. Sharks ain't got shit on whales.
You know what I think probably the biggest thing about that probably throws people off, because that makes total sense. I think it's because you're more, as a human just going to like a beach, you're more likely to run into like a smaller shark than any whale. So they probably, because of the fact that they actually pose more of a threat to an everyday person.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Sharks actually don't normally attack people either. That's a very rare thing. And when people survive shark bites, it's because sharks have no intention of killing. So you should survive a shark bite. Like they say, it's usually just the shark's curiosity. Like that's how a lot of animals test things. Like dogs and cats even like just bite stuff just to,
Mm-hmm.
when they're curious about it.
And the downside is I know people that freak out about cats doing it. But I'm like, look at the size of a cat versus the size of a dog.
Mm-hmm.
Which one has smaller, thinner, sharper teeth, just by the nature of like proportion, right?
Yeah.
Now, shark's a whole
Killer
different
whales.
beast.
Yeah, killer whales, man. Yeah. They are something else. It's a good thing they can't walk. Because we would have to kill them all.
Sorry, just in my
They're
head
just
as I think.
terrorized.
The sad part is as I'm thinking about whales, and I'm picturing one out in the distance on the ocean. All I can picture is Whalmer from Pokemon.
Whalmer. Yeah, see, but Whalmer's, I think that he's a blue whale. Is there an orca in Pokemon? I don't think there's an orca. Yeah, I can't think of. I don't think there's an orca. Oh my gosh, we're just talking about random shit now.
Crap. There's also another part. It's
Oh, man.
there's Whalmer, and then it. I mean, I don't want to say same difference, but it'll make sense. It's Whalmer and Whalelord. That's the two that I picture off the top of my head.
Yeah, so it was like I don't think there's another whale Pokemon. Yeah, they're what, blue whales.
If you had to fight a type of bear, what kind of bear would you want to fight?
Black. You definitely want to fight a black. If a brown or polar bear wants to fight you, you're dead. A black bear probably will back down eventually. Like they always say, black fight back, brown get down, white good night. Because yeah, if you were to ever come across a polar bear, you're dead for sure. Like
I'm trying to imagine being in a place to actually come across a polar bear, and if I'm ever in a place to come across a polar bear, that means I'm probably doing all right for myself.
yeah, something that's the size of an SUV and can run 40 miles an hour. You're dead. And polar bears are really aggressive because they don't hibernate like other bears, so they got to eat all the time.
So, Whalmer is listed to be a ball whale.
A ball whale.
Whalelord doesn't really say in this quick little Google thing. This one I may just completely fuck up.
Big booty whale.
Cetitan? Cetitan? It doesn't have a second I to be shin, though. Or at least what I'm looking at. It says Cetitan, like Titan.
It's pronounced cetacean, though.
That's where I wanted to go originally, but I'm like, that makes no sense. But that says it's a white whale.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I've ever seen that Pokemon to know. But when I pull up Whalelord, unless you know off the top of your head, for whatever reason, this little part of it is not really telling me the kind.
Yeah, it's a big ass whale. Although I do know that Street Sharks had Slamoo. So there's that.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. It's a blue what? It's a blue whale.
Pretending to be a shark. I'm like, why do you want to be a shark? You're already a whale. Like you're taking a step down.
Dude, one of my favorite toys,
You know, it's like
as a kid, was my Street Shark toy. I had a blade, and it was one of those ones that was like a foot tall.
Oh, you know, I never got any Street Shark toys. Oh yeah, Kyogre is a whale.
That was not in my list. Oh,
Or yeah, I didn't think about that. Kyogre is a wow.
Orca.
Kyogre's supposed to be an orca.
Says this water type Pokemon roughly resembles an orca whale with its large fins that look a little bit like hands.
Yeah, it has the body shape of an orca, but I guess I just assumed because it's not black and white.
But this one also says Kyogre is predominantly based on a whale, the key influence being an orca or a killer whale.
Yeah.
So it kind of really depends on where you go, like other.
Well, orca and killer whale are the same.
Yeah. I've seen
So
I'm just trying to think, was there a
yeah, there was. Whatever it is.
No, I'm trying to think because I'm basing this off of Free Willy here in my head.
Willy? Yeah.
I was like,
it was my jam.
Because I know they made a big deal about when his fin changed. Almost as if it like, hey, you're an orca, now you're a killer whale. Or at least as a kid, like, I was like, yeah, it became a fully grown. So I didn't know if there was like a rhyme or reason for people to say one or the other.
No, I think orca is the technical term.
It's weird that it's just used almost so interchangeably then.
Right. Well, we're Americans. Americans do some stupid stuff. Like, you know how like buffaloes is like synonymous with American.
And there's none here.
Yeah. I mean, we might have some in zoos, but they definitely didn't come from here.
Basically, they were like a different continent's version of like, because we had the mammoths, right?
Yeah.
They were just like
on our continent. Yeah.
just a different I remember hearing that one. And I think part of that was, I think where I actually heard that one was because of the football team.
Yeah. Yeah, that one really got me. I was like, yo, you even talk about where the buffaloes roam in this fucking song that they've had me singing since I was a little kid. It's a fucking lie. It's some bullshit, man. Where the buffaloes roam.
And the deer and the antelope play.
That is not where I've been.
Sad part is I can remember those like two parts of that song, and the sad part is I can't even remember what the song is.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Antelope mostly are located a little bit more north.
Sir, this is your animal fact show, not mine. So how the hell am I going to correct you?
I think that might be right. I believe that antelope are more like northern, like Canada type of area.
I know you can get cantaloupe here.
I don't think that's grown here.
I'm saying you can get it.
Antelope. Yeah, let's see here.
I mean, technically you
So
could
check
grow it
this out,
here
bro.
because you can recreate anything with like grow houses and
Antelope
stuff.
are indigenous to regions in Africa and Eurasia.
Huh.
More lies. Lies, man. That's what I was like. Antelope, you usually see antelope on documentaries getting eaten by hyenas and lions.
True.
I've never seen antelope in this country.
Well, sorry, I should say it this way. You said documentaries, and I said true. I ain't watched no fucking documentaries.
Yeah.
But in my cartoons, I feel, without going back and watching it, I feel very strongly that we saw antelope parading around in Lion King.
Yeah, there were definitely antelope.
And did you know, according to Finding Nemo, a fucking goldfish can make it halfway around the globe?
Oh my god.
And you can only go halfway around the globe because if you go fully around the globe, you ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, because the earth is flat. Another fact, everybody. So you can only go halfway because you fall off.
I want to make a joke, but at the same time, I don't know what the correct answer is anymore. But I was going to make a comment about how many planets there are, but I forgot what the correct answer was now.
It's not a planet.
Okay. I remember there was a big ass thing that was trying to get it to go back, and I'm like, I don't know how they would, but at the same time,
I said Pluto is not a planet. And that's my dog. I rock with that guy. So Pluto's not a planet.
Did you know, according to him, we do have traveling cars?
What
the
cars?
Sorry.
Yeah, we do.
Flying cars, because everybody wanted jet sets now. I think my brain wants to say time traveling, and that makes no
This
sense.
mysterious vehicle with 4 wheels and an engine. Ooh.
Could have 2 or 3 or 18.
Like, it runs on gas. It doesn't even run on electricity yet.
But we do have flying vehicles. Well, cars. That's what the helicopter essentially would be. But you don't want everyone flying a helicopter.
Yeah.
When he finally broke that down once, I was like, he's right.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's technically right, yeah.
Do you want the average person?
Yeah, Mark, you didn't know either.
We have traveling vehicles.
That's great. Yeah. Yeah, vehicles travel. I can't afford me moving car. Mark's over here with the horse and buggy. Living his modest Mormon life.
Oh. We came a long way from Animal Facts, and I have no idea how we did that.
Oh man. Wait, because it went from Animal Facts to just stating things from Disney movies.
Do you know if you go to the middle of like some desert and you find these lamps and you rub it, there's this giant blue creature that comes down and grants you wishes?
Boy.
Never trust a man named Jafar. It's probably a bad idea.
You could trust Jafar. He's only a terrorist pedophile. You can trust him. You don't trust terrorist pedophiles?
Did you know that when we were kids and our houses were full of toys, that when we left the room, they all came to life and partied?
Oh, I always wished my toys did stuff. Like, I wished my toys would still be playing when I left.
That doesn't sound as crazy as your whole movie.
This guy traveling vehicles, man. Like, holy shit, what is this, 1902?
What can I say, man? I got my taxes back already. You know it's 2023.
He's gonna go out there and get him a Ford Packard. Get you one of them shits with the crank engine.
I'm trying to think of other stupid Disney movies I could somehow. But no. What else has Disney taught me?
Mm-hmm.
Elephants can fly with their ears.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Dumbo. I've seen an elephant fly. And seeing an elephant fly with its ears gives people hope. That's what you find out.
I do not remember anything about Oliver besides there was a lot of singing. Oh, back to the cat ones though. Aristocats.
I like the Aristocats, bro. Well, Disney just soundtracks, man.
Everybody wants to be a cat.
Dude, the Aristocats and that jazz soundtrack, man. Fuck. That's why I love Jungle Book so much. I think I just like jazz soundtracks. I like jazz in general, but jazz soundtracks. Mm-hmm.
See, me thinking of some of all these old Disney movies, I think of me and my little sister watching it, having to share all the movies, watching the Disney movies all the time. One of the other things that we did,
cat rope totes. See, the thing about that is, I'll die.
Witnessed it when he was around cats.
Too much cat.
Even if we tried to keep him away, just like the lingering effect.
Yeah, I found out how much cat is too much cat.
But
yeah.
Do you remember there was a Power Rangers video game, I think on like Super Nintendo was roughly the time frame?
There was more than one.
I can't remember a specific one, but I remember
there was one that sucks and one that's good, and I can't remember which one is which.
It was probably the one that sucked that we had, if I had to guess. But it was a side scroller, kind of in the old school ways of fighting, right? You could play 2-player, and I think you went like early on. You were fighting like through a mall, eventually to a roof, and then there was a giant blimp that you fought on top of.
I think that's the one that sucks.
Yeah, it was one of those rare games that I could actually play with my sister and not have to lose my mind because I could carry her way through it.
Yeah, I got lucky that my dad used to game.
My
sister sucks at video games.
My stepdad would play me in sports. He enjoyed decently playing. I could beat him in hockey pretty early on because I figured out the stupid backhand glitch goal. But football, he could beat me in when I was real little.
Yeah.
Once I actually start to understand how to fucking play football, like how to use the playbook and the passing routes, then it was over. And he was basically done playing video games.
Okay, so there's a common theme here. So it wasn't Madden for us, because Madden wasn't like our big game that we would play. It was Tekken for us. Once I got better than him at Tekken, my dad just mysteriously stopped playing video games. He was just like, yeah, I'm just growing out of it. I'm like, I'm getting good and you're not as good as me anymore, so you're just gonna quit. All right, you old bastard.
That might be part of the reason why I wasn't as big on fighting games, was because the one that I would get to play fighting games with would be my sister, and then when she's younger by a decent amount and super young at the time, you can't just beat them nonstop.
Man, Josh fucking sucks, okay? Oh, Josh, are you watching this? You fucking suck at Tecmo Bowl.
All right, what is this story?
Tecmo Bowl. So Josh fucking sucks at Tecmo Bowl. We were all playing like just random old school games, and Josh was like, "Oh yeah, Tecmo Bowl's on here. This is great." I think I don't know. I think it was on the Switch or something. We were just going through like the NES store or something.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, so he picks this game, and I'm like, "Oh man, Sean, he's about to beat Mark." I don't remember what I bet on it, but I I was like, nah, he's about to win because you know you don't pick out that game unless if that's your game, right? Nah, he sucks ass. Like he actually got his ass beat. Like it wasn't even close. Mark whooped his ass.
I'll be honest.
Fucking gosh.
My knowledge about that game mostly is the one thing that everybody knows. Like, if this guy's on your team and you run back and forth, you win.
You have to hit them circles. That's back in the day when the circles was the way to do it.
So like that kind of just knowing, I was like, yeah, I never bothered to really do shit with it. It's by the time we were into it, like we had that early balance.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't really get into Madden until 97, I think.
We started probably 94, 95-ish. So I remember having even the hockey games around those times. And the one that used to kill me was he grew up being a Cowboys fan, and the Cowboys were good at the time. He would hit me with that double move with Michael Irvin, the up, out, and back up again. And it got so frustrating that I couldn't stop it. And then I figured out how the plays were actually supposed to work. You know, I was no longer 7 years old. I had got to 8 or 9. I understood things a little better. The world was my oyster.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to, I would only pick Dallas or Detroit. No other teams. Like, basically, if my dad didn't pick the Lions, I'd pick the Lions. If he picked the Lions, I'd pick Dallas.
So,
because Dallas just was the best rated team on the game. So, you know, kid, I'm going to pick the team with the highest number.
so I know once we got Calvin, all right, so let me also say, like, at the end of high school, like, with the PS2 days, I had the internet adapter for my PS2. Yeah, too. I mean, the internet sucked back then, and there was obviously lag.
Like the one person that had that shit.
Oh, I got to play.
Else that had it.
I got to play Madden a decent amount.
Okay.
It was laggy shit, but at one point, like in the early days of playing video games online, probably more towards PS3, I didn't care what I'd face. I'd be like, give me Calvin Johnson and the Lions. I don't care about the rest of the thing because you were not going to stop me because I had it mastered down where you throw the deep ball, but you don't throw it as like a lob. You throw it as a bullet. And then you undercut the bullet with the fucking Calvin Johnson's height. Like, yep, Calvin Johnson, 300 yards. But also, that was the game once I figured out how effective cross. Basically, I was the Patriots. I figured out crossing patterns and just like beat them up with a bunch of quick, short passes for like 4 or 5 yards all the time. And then know that some of them were going to break loose for extra yards and some of them might get tackled right away. But either way, you're going to keep the chains moving. It wasn't until I played a Madden game within the last couple of years where I was the Lions with a good offensive line that I actually, it's like, oh, I can run the ball decent. I used to just be bombs away to Calvin. Because you're bullet pass, so it's on low trajectory. You take the biggest motherfucker on the field and you jump up for it. You undercut the route.
Yeah. I can proudly say that I haven't played Madden since a random tournament I entered in 2010. And before that, I hadn't played since 05. and I was runner up in that tournament.
The scary part is I heard stories about a specific person we went to school with, like in terms of like playing in an all Madden and still breaking the scoreboard.
Mm-hmm.
And that pissed me off because that means I was never gonna talk shit about Madden, because I'm like, I ain't that good. I'm gonna struggle on all Madden. That shit's a challenge. Like, they're on your wide receivers like glue usually.
Mm-hmm.
Like all that shit. So I didn't want to ever talk a whole lot of shit. But usually if I was in the room with people, most people I was gonna beat. One of my favorite memories in Madden is still to this day was kind of getting one of those like epic diss kind of reactions, because there was a play I did on Justin that was completely fucked up, and it went for like a 70-yard touchdown with slow ass Brian Westbrook.
Oh.
Actually,
Should've been with Greg Jennings.
99
With a
yards.
broken fucking leg. With a broken fucking leg.
I put the team on my
Jennings.
back.
Oh shit. It's Derek Sharp.
Hardest hidden
One of the
safety.
hardest hidden safeties in the league. But I'm Greg Jennings. I put the team on my back. I got this.
So it was like a run off right tackle. Not a sweep, but like a power O. And the tight end got out, and there was like both safeties, or a safety and a cornerback, both coming out the tight end, who sent the block for me in my lane. So I kind of slowed down, and instead of hitting out, I kind of cut back in and did a giant circle, pulling both of the safeties to inside the tight end, did a giant circle and ran up. It wasn't even a spin move, just did a giant circle on the field. I was playing some Tecmo Bowl. Like,
Hell
he is
yeah.
too slow for this. That's because that was when I was in a real big Eagle phase, because I was all aboard that hype train when T.O. went there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was all on that train. Whatever team T.O. went to, I was a fan for that time. You already know about me and my T.O.
I don't like Dallas, but I wanted a no one's jersey. I did get the Eagles one. I think I had a black one of the iron on letter style.
I don't know why I don't actually own any. Because I lost it. That's why.
And my definitely
I still have NFL 2K5 with him on the cover. I might have it right now over here. Yes.
Do you actually?
Yep.
All right.
Still better than Madden.
It's not the same person. Actually, before I was really Madden as a kid, like around 99, 2000, before I got back into Madden, before I was buying money on the video games, family went the game day route. If you remember those ones.
Oh, game day sucked.
All I know is the juke was so broken, you could literally juke all the way down the sidelines, and the computer would keep missing. Yeah, but Eddie George was on the fucking cover. That was awesome.
Yeah. So I'd be like, man, what the fuck is this game? This fucking sucks.
You got T.O., but guess what I got?
Oh.
Say it.
Oh, Randy Moss, Hall of Famer, boy.
This random signature.
Randy Moss.
It's randomly left behind in the house that
That's my dog.
Family purchase. Randy Moss, Hall of Famer.
Yep.
Your best fantasy football name since Adrian Peterson.
Man. I forgot about Adrian Peterson.
So NFL Blitz, I thought as a concept was pretty cool, like kind of cool, like having a more arcadey type game.
But where you could just go tackle him in the huddle.
But then I remember sitting there with like watching a friend play it and like challenge me to it. I'm sitting there going, I'm like, this shit is not real at all. I don't want to fucking play you in this non-football garbage.
I mean, it's a video game, man. I loved NFL Street.
Now that'd be like if they went over the top like that, I'd probably been a lot more happy because I did love the street games. But that one, like, you want to talk trash like it was all about football. I was like, no, this isn't all about football. This is a video game that's kind of about football, but it ain't football.
Yeah, it's like, it's like what football is in a movie. Because that shit's not like football at all. But it's movie football. Speaking of football, go La Lions.
Go actual Lions.
La Lions or Detroit Rams, whichever one you want to call them. I like La Lions. Because La Lions. Sounds
Priority number one. Lions win because even if the other game does... I do really hate that they put us on after that game. Like, as fans, I was debating between that and Little Giants just because not football.
Little Giants. Dog. Shit. Oh, wait.
Them not being at the same time, if they lose, it's going to be hard as fans to be as excited for the game. I don't think the team will have as much of a problem because fuck Green Bay.
Yeah.
And Aaron Rodgers for talking all his shit.
Yeah, that's all I need. But that's plenty for me. Yeah. Fuck Aaron Rodgers.
I could,
Green Bay.
But more casual people who don't pay as much, care as much, I could see how it would kind of make it deflate a lot more. So I do wish we were on at the same time. That's the only thing I wish was different. Now, if the Rams win, that doesn't really matter because I can still have all that excitement back. But I wish they were on the same time. At least it's not like 1 o'clock in prime time. We're doing the whole damn day.
Yeah. Yeah, like I don't know. I don't think they're going to be in.
Yeah. I mean, the Rams have been bad.
Like, I think the Rams are going to help our draft pick a little bit more by losing again.
Speaking of, did the Ohio State game, how did that affect any of your views on Stroud going into, draft season?
Oh, he's real. He's for real.
It's like he kind of fell off hard there for a bit.
Yeah, but against Georgia,
that
game he had.
I did not watch it, but from the way people talked about it, it feels like people are talking about him in that game, kind of like how I talked about that Justin Fields game before he left college, because Justin Fields was getting the shit kicked out of him, but he did his best Greg Jennings impersonation.
Yeah. without a missed field goal, they'd be playing in the national championship game.
I want to know.
That dude was unstoppable.
I just want to know about not his running ability, but his pocket presence / scrambling, where, kind of a la Rodgers, where it's not, hey, I'm going to run. It's more of a, let me move. Okay, I gotta go. Let's go.
Now I think that's been like the one knock on his game from like the advanced analytics people.
I've heard a lot of people talk about him him almost like fixating on his primary target, or like not going through his reads, or maybe it was going through, I don't know. There was something that way. But they were saying, like, as a pocket passer, best in the draft. Which is essentially what we have in Jared Goff right now.
But he's more of an athlete. And he can sling it.
But that's why I was asking about the athleticism specifically. Because Goff as a pocket passer, I'm not that I'm a big fan of him. But numbers don't really lie that he's been very, very good.
Yeah. I told you that this was what I was afraid of.
Oh, yeah.
At the beginning of the year, because I was like, they have all the right pieces on offense. Goff is going to look better this year.
But the crazy thing was,
and this is what I was afraid of, is that he was going to look this good to where you might be like, oh, we should give him a chance.
I still want a quarterback if any of the quarterbacks could be that guy. It just feels like there's a lot of questions about the top 3 in this class where I don't feel super confident.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the big thing about that, with the whole not being this pick again, we figured the problem would be he would be good enough to get our pick into, we'll say, 10 or below, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're not going to have a top 10 pick. But the problem was, we were figuring that the Rams pick would be in the 20s. Instead, their pick is where we would have hoped our pick would be, or at least in that relative area, versus, yeah.
It's a good... Everybody that was mad about the Rams winning last year because it moved our pick back, I hope they are shoving their thumbs up their ass this year, because the Rams winning that Super Bowl last year is great for us, because look at how shit they are now.
Well, I mean, they could have not won the Super Bowl and still been this shit.
Yeah. Yeah. But
my thing was, once they were there,
Super Bowl hangover and injuries just fucked them.
I was okay if somehow they had managed to miss the playoffs. I would have been okay with it. But once you got in the playoffs, moving from pick like 24 to 31, 32 wasn't going to make much of a difference in terms of a quarterback race.
Right. I like that, Mark. That's a good idea.
I mean, that's exactly what I would like to see. The only downside is there, do you have enough confidence in any of these QBs to be what you want as your next franchise QB?
I still don't know enough about any of them besides Stroud. Everybody seems so certain that Bryce Young is probably going to be number 1 pick, so he's going to be off the board for us.
I still would have my concern because he's small.
He's real small.
Like, small to the point where we haven't really seen anyone have that kind of success.
Yeah. Kyler Murray is going...
Yeah. I mean, talent-wise, it's there. So, I mean, at our pick, would I take him? Hell yes. I'd roll that dice. But he ain't gonna be
Who's
there.
The other guy that everybody's talking about, Will Levis.
Yes, because apparently some people were comparing him at first to like Josh Allen coming out of college, where Josh Allen, you saw the tools, it just hadn't all came together yet.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
That would be scary to me.
I guess at this point for us, we can't really kind of think that way anymore. Like, you know, Joe Burrow, he started to kind of come out of nowhere, but he was just that damn dominant. That was kind of hard to argue against it. There wasn't really the knocks on him. You know, Trevor Lawrence had his hype for forever. But the problem is we're never going to be in the position anytime soon to get, if there is a more person for you to be confident in. So I guess fuck it, roll the dice on whoever, as long as it's at least one of those three, preferably.
Yeah, 'cause it seems like right now
Two.
it seems like those three are going to definitely be the first three quarterbacks, with Bryce Young being the first one. And then Levis or Stroud, depending on, because it seems like Levis is the high ceiling guy and Stroud is the higher floor guy.
So let's say the picks somehow shake out to where we get our pick and both Bryce Young and Stroud are off the board. Because I'm not exactly sure where that first pick's going to be, right?
Yeah.
If one of those top defenders is still on the board,
Yeah.
I'm taking them over Levis. And let's say our pick is, if we don't get into the playoffs, let's say 18. If we do get into the playoffs, early 20s, and we're in that territory. But somehow that man slips down, like Levis is still there at 12, 13, 14. Maybe you take some of those extra like seconds that we've acquired, or like a third, or see about trying to move up a few spots and then try to take them.
Yeah.
As long as it doesn't.
Know, but yeah, there's always that quarterback that falls that nobody expects.
So once they fall to within a certain
last draft,
reach,
it was every quarterback.
right? At least the class isn't that bad. At least this draft isn't that bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, if we go from like 20 to like 15 to try to make sure we can snag him and just move up a little, because especially with the number of teams with multiple first round picks or extra picks right now, that even though you're in that area, you're not thinking somebody's going to want quarterback, but then you remember, oh, Seattle still has a pick in this area and stuff like that.
There's a lot of teams that need a quarterback too.
But at that point, I would consider a jump as long as it wouldn't cost too much, especially if you already got that premier defensive player at the top whatever pick. And then
yeah, I agree though. I think you take best available defender. Don't care what level of defense he is. You take best available defender.
I do not want a linebacker in the top 10. Not in today's NFL. If you wanted to find an edge, because there's sometimes a linebacker, that's a different story.
I would say, yeah, a best available that's like valued at that, around that spot. Like, yeah, not best available linebacker if it's a second round guy. No.
Yeah.
Because sometimes the best available linebacker after like the first one is a second round. And the first linebacker, like non-edge rusher, will be like in the 20s.
Until, because, football kind of swings in a pendulum, right, in terms of the style. In this style NFL, I don't know if we'll ever see a middle linebacker style go top 10 again.
Mm-mm.
It's
They're just, you don't even really need them. Like, the middle linebacker is basically just a big safety nowadays.
honestly, after a certain amount of depth, I would actually trim a lot of middle linebacker depth and keep even less than what you normally have to. And I would actually draft a safety.
Yeah, like bigger safety. Trust. Yeah. Yeah, Brad Holmes is that's a
It,
smart ass dude.
it in home runs.
Because the few plays that Jameson Williams has had. Yeah. He's gonna cause some huge issues for defenses. They're not gonna let him do anything until next year, really, I think. But
Got to see his first NFL touchdown in person.
yeah. Yeah. And Hutchinson, he's getting some really nice stuff to come his way, like those interceptions that just came out of nowhere and straight into his hands pretty much. But he's looking really good so far.
And the thing is I don't really expect his like sack production to ever really like be a super big upgrade from this, because I think what he has been for us this year is what he is going to be. He's not the guy who's going to go out there and get 20 sacks a game. He's more of a, he does a lot of the linebacker side of the edge stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
But he's still causing trouble, and that's only one part of the line, which that's why guys like Jalen Carter even being talked about as an interior defensive lineman in the top 5. Defensive tackles aren't generally guys that are going to get talked about in the top 5 unless they are going to be like Sue, Will Fork, etc. kind of level.
They make the playoffs. They sit them loose. That'll be, I think.
I think you have to if you're in the playoffs. I think you have to.
I think they should, but I don't know if they would.
I think you have to do whatever you can do to win. I'm not necessarily saying all game all the time, but I think you have to be a lot more willing to take the shots with them, because we haven't seen a lot of shots come his way in the past month.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's hasn't gotten the opportunities often, but every time he's touched the ball, 40 yards minimum.
Like, he's the kind of person that it makes all the sense in the world that, let's say you just intercepted a pass or you just recovered a fumble. When you take that deep shot on first down as like a kill shot, like it makes all the sense in the world just to go hut 1, hut 2, 3, hike, and then just literally take like 3 steps back and just launch the ball and say, outrace him. And just take that deep shot.
Yeah. Should use them. I agree, but will they?
I'm actually okay if it is on more of a like less snaps but higher effort, keeping them more fresh, because I mean he's basically what Chark is, just an upgrade.
Yeah.
So you take one off the field, you still have a deep threat with speed.
Yeah. So yeah.
Imagine being a cornerback on that side of the field Chark comes in, full sprint, and you got to keep with him. Chark leaves the field. Williams comes in, full sprint, and you got to keep up with him. Take out Williams, put Chark back in, and you were just running 100-meter dashes repeatedly.
And then this Jameson Williams is where you start to see the limitations of Jared Goff, because he has to slow down to catch Jared Goff's passes.
That's why
we need someone with an arm.
That's why my stance is you don't try to throw the ball to Williams, Goff. You just take like 3 steps back, wait a second or two, and then throw the ball as far as you fucking can down the field and say, go run and catch up to it.
Yeah.
I mean, look at Tyreek and Mahomes together in KC. It is evident that on a number of those passes, Mahomes is not attempting to pass it to Tyreek. He is chucking it down the field for Tyreek to go and get.
Yeah. I mean, that's what Tua's doing, too. Tua don't have no arm either.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Tua definitely is like, I gotta throw it. He's got to throw it early and throw it as hard as he can, which unfortunately, if you throw it too early, it makes it for the defense easier.
Yeah. With Josh Allen arm, yeah.
That's why I kind of like the fact that Stroud is not small.
Yeah.
And that's the positive of somehow if we did have to end up with Levis, is he's another bigger guy.
Yeah. That's like these guys, as long as we get somebody that can chuck it down the field, that'll be amazing. Because Goff has his limitations, as we saw with the Patriots and Rams Super Bowl. They were like, all right, we know you can't throw it deep, so we're gonna press. And you're not gonna score.
Is it crazy that I can't even remember a single wide receiver that was on that team? Unless that's Brandon Cooks might have been there at that time, was he?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the only wide receiver I can remember that was on that team.
I can't remember anymore either. Because none of the ones they have now were on the team back then.
I think that would have been close to when Cooper Kupp came into the league.
Josh Reynolds.
Oh, yeah. A guy that's on our team now.
Yeah.
Should have probably remembered.
Yeah. Like, oh yeah, Josh Reynolds. Was Van Jefferson still there? I think he might have been there for a while.
No.
But I don't know. I feel like there was somebody else who was because it was like Brandon Cooks and somebody else that were like the 1 and 2. But yeah, the limitations of Goff were shown in that Super Bowl. The Patriots were just like, yeah, Goff can't chuck it, so press. And they got fucked. Like Tom Brady didn't even play a good game and they won.
Holy crap, that was actually less years ago than I thought it was.
It was, what was it, 3 years ago, 4?
It took place in 2019, so next month will be 4 years.
Yeah.
Running back, CJ Anderson, Justin Davison, Todd Gurley, John Kelly. Wide receiver, Brandon Cooks. If I'm not mistaken, this guy was also a Lion recently, maybe more of a practice squad. Kadero Hodge.
Yeah.
Jojo Natson, Josh Reynolds. Oh, fuck both of us, because we both talk about this guy and his consistency. In fact, you were willing to bet on him in Tennessee replacing AJ Brown decently, they had Robert Woods.
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah. How the fuck did I not think about Robert Woods?
Because everybody always forgets about Robert Woods.
Including his quarterbacks.
He was basically what basically an Amari Cooper type career too, until Amari Cooper went to Dallas and somehow actually became like a good one again. Outside of that, it was like flash in the pan, but he'd be very consistent even outside of it. But nobody gave a fuck.
Yeah. Poor Robert Woods.
That dumbass for going to Tennessee.
I've drafted that man too many years. I'm gonna have to.
Oh, did you do it again this year?
I think I did this year too. I think I did. I said, yeah, Tannehill's gonna have to throw to somebody. And then found out that all of Tannehill's production was AJ Brown.
So, that was my logic with DK Metcalf.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, they gotta throw it to somebody, and cool, double team. Like, this guy should be a contested catch machine. So, it should still work out with volume. And for like the first 4 weeks of the season, he didn't do squat. And it basically cost me my fantasy football season because between him and Scary Terry, neither one of them did shit. Like, oh, you lost by 20 points. Well, of course, these two wide receivers are supposed to be really good combined for 5 points. They should have had another 20 points between them.
It's not their fault. Okay. They had trash cans throwing the ball.
Hold on, but remember, this was when Gino was lighting it up.
Oh yeah. Yeah, DK wasn't getting numbers Gino was lighting it up and DK wasn't getting numbers. Damn, that sucks.
Right. And the other wide receivers, Curtis Samuel, and I can't remember who the rookie was in Washington, was lighting it up with Carson Wentz. But Terry was getting nothing.
Son.
By the way, you said my cousin. Sir, you're messing up which quarterback's my cousin. It is clearly Andy Dalton.
I'm sorry. You're a very, very distant relative, Carson Wentz.
Oh yeah, I forgot he has just a little bit to it.
Fucking trash can, man. I was on that guy's bandwagon. I was like, yep, Carson Wentz, he's the truth. He's the next big thing. Found out that he just kept being the same.
But remember,
dog.
He always played till the whistle. But he's the fucking quarterback and need to figure out to make the whistle happen to save his own damn ass.
Yeah.
Like, you can throw the ball away, sir. You can throw the ball the fuck away.
Like, I because his first couple years, I'm like, oh shit, he's the truth. He's gonna be, because you just gotta assume a guy's gonna grow out of that. Like, he can't be stupid forever. Carson Wentz just doesn't use his brain.
Didn't he sprain both of his ankles in one play with Indianapolis last year?
I think that was something that happened, maybe.
Because I remember Pat McAfee making lots and lots and lots of jokes.
Damn, Pat.
But he also is on our shit list right now because at first he was mad that Dan Campbell wouldn't come on a show prior to this game.
Yeah, he could eat Dan Campbell's, but if Dan Campbell wants us to bite his ankles, we will.
Yeah, Carson Wentz sprained both ankles in a single game against the Rams last year.
Carson went. Okay, I'm going to bed.
Oh yeah. Woo, wrestling.
Yeah, we talked about wrestling a little bit.
Hey, sir, there was 2 hours of wrestling. I mean, we didn't necessarily talk just about it, but then top rope animal facts.
Top rope animal facts. I'm gonna have to get that going.
And then
'Cause I'm telling you, I got them.
football. And once football starts, it's hard to stop.
Yeah, the snowball kept rolling.
Like a traveling vehicle.
Crazy they got those nowadays.
All right, everybody have a good night. No big fancy outro because guess what? This is like 3.5 hours later. I go to sleep. Possibly as soon as I hit stop streaming. Bye.
Night.